William stood outside the kitchen window. His whole body went cold. Inside, his 18-year-old granddaughter was on her knees. She was eating dog food straight from the can. Her hands were shaking. Tears ran down her face. She was so thin he could see her bones. This was a $3 million mansion, and his granddaughter was starving. Lily looked like a ghost. Her cheeks were sunken. Her eyes had dark circles under them. She wore a dirty nightshirt that hung loose on her body. The kitchen was huge, with fancy cabinets and marble counters, but the refrigerator had a lock on it, a padlock, like she was a prisoner. How long had this been happening? How long had she been hungry in a house full of everything? Upstairs, William could hear Amanda's voice, his son's wife. Her shoes clicked on the floor like she owned the world. From the living room came David's drunk voice asking for more beer. His own son. And here was Lily, hiding an empty dog food can behind the trash, trying not to make any noise. William hadn't come to visit in 2 years. He thought everything was fine. The mansion looked perfect from the outside. The lawn was cut. The cars were expensive. But inside these walls, something evil was happening. His granddaughter was being treated worse than an animal. Tonight, William would learn the truth, and the truth was going to break his heart. Because the worst thing in the world isn't being poor. It's being invisible. It's being hungry while surrounded by plenty. It's being alone in a house full of people who should love you. Before we continue this story, let me ask you something. From where are you watching us right now, and what time is it in your city? I love seeing how far these stories reach. And if you're someone who values stories that touch the heart, we invite you to support us. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts. Together, we can bring hope to those who need it most. William's hand was still on the window glass. He couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. His granddaughter, his beautiful Lily, was on the floor eating dog food. Her fingers scraped the bottom of the can. She was crying while she ate. Each bite seemed to hurt her, like she was ashamed but too hungry to stop. The last time William saw Lily was 2 years ago. She had been 16 then, healthy, smiling, full of life. Her mother had just passed away from cancer, and David had promised to take care of her. "Don't worry, Dad," David had said. "Amanda loves Lily like her own daughter." That was a lie. William could see that now. He stepped back from the window. His heart was racing. He was 72 years old, and he'd built his business from nothing. He'd seen hard times. He'd seen people struggle. But he had never seen anything like this. Not in a $3 million house. Not to his own blood. William walked to the front door. His hands were shaking as he rang the bell. He heard footsteps inside. Heavy, stumbling footsteps. The door opened, and there stood David, his son. But this wasn't the man William remembered. David's face was red and puffy. His eyes were bloodshot. He smelled like cheap beer and cigarettes. His shirt had stains on it. "Dad?" David blinked like he was seeing a ghost. "What are you doing here?" "I came to see my granddaughter," William said. His voice was calm, but inside he was burning with anger. David blocked the doorway. "You should have called first. It's late. We weren't expecting anyone." "Move aside, David." "Dad, really, this isn't a good time." "I said move." Something in William's voice made David step back. William walked into the house. The entrance hall was massive. The floors were shiny marble. A huge chandelier hung from the ceiling. Everything looked expensive. Everything looked perfect. But William could smell something wrong. The air felt heavy, cold. "Where's Lily?" William asked. "She's probably asleep," David said quickly. "You know how teenagers are? Always sleeping." "She's 18, David, not a teenager anymore." "Where is she?" Before David could answer, high heels clicked on the stairs. Amanda appeared. She was tall, blonde, and dressed like she was going to a fancy party. Makeup perfect, jewelry sparkling. She smiled, but her eyes were ice cold. "William, what a surprise!" Her voice was sweet like honey but fake. "We weren't expecting you. I want to see Lily." Amanda's smile didn't move. "Oh, she's not feeling well tonight. Stomach bug, you know. Best not to disturb her." William looked at David. His son wouldn't meet his eyes. David just stood there, swaying slightly, staring at the floor like a scared child. "I'll go see her myself," William said, and he started toward the stairs. "Wait!" Amanda's voice turned sharp. "You can't just barge into someone's home and— This is my son's home, and that's my granddaughter. Get out of my way." William climbed the stairs. Amanda followed him, her heels clicking like angry little hammers. David stayed at the bottom, too drunk or too weak to do anything. "Really, William, this is very rude," Amanda said. "Lily needs her rest. She's been difficult lately, very moody. You know how girls are at this age." William ignored her. He walked down the long hallway. There were 6 bedroom doors. 5 of them had light coming from underneath. One was dark. He opened the dark one. The smell hit him first. Stale air, dampness, like nobody had opened a window in months. William found the light switch and flipped it on. His heart broke. The room was tiny, smaller than a closet in some of the other bedrooms. There was a thin mattress on the floor, no bed frame. The mattress had no sheets, just a dirty blanket. The walls were bare, no pictures, no posters, no color. In the corner was a small pile of clothes. All of them looked old and worn. And on that mattress, curled up like a frightened animal, was Lily. She looked up at him with wide, terrified eyes. Her face was so thin, her hair was dirty and tangled. She pulled the blanket around herself and pressed against the wall. "Grandpa." Her voice was tiny, scared. William felt tears in his eyes, but he forced them back. He walked slowly to her and knelt down. "Lily, sweetheart, it's okay, it's me." You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "Amanda will be angry." "I don't care what Amanda thinks," William said gently. "Are you okay?" Lily's lip trembled. She shook her head. Tears started rolling down her cheeks. Behind him, Amanda's voice was sharp and defensive. "She has her own room, but she chooses to sleep here. We gave her a beautiful room, but she's just ungrateful, always complaining, always causing problems." William stood up slowly. He turned to face Amanda. His voice was quiet, but there was steel in it. "Get out." "Excuse me?" "Get out of this room, now." Amanda's face turned red. "How dare you speak to me like that in my own home? This is not your home. This is David's home. And if you don't leave this room right now, I will make you leave." Amanda's mouth opened and closed. For a moment she looked like she wanted to argue. But something in William's eyes stopped her. She turned and stomped out of the room, her heels clicking angrily down the hall. William knelt back down next to Lily. He took off his coat and wrapped it around her shoulders. "When was the last time you ate a real meal?" Lily's eyes filled with shame. She looked away. I don't remember. The refrigerator has a lock on it. Amanda says food costs money. She says I need to earn it, but I can't get a job because I don't have a car. And I can't go to school because Amanda says we can't afford it." Her voice broke. "I'm sorry, Grandpa. I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to see me like this." William pulled her into a hug. She was so light, like she weighed nothing. He could feel her bones through his coat. "You have nothing to be sorry for. Nothing. Do you understand me?" Lily sobbed into his shoulder. All the pain, all the hunger, all the loneliness came pouring out. She cried like a little girl who'd been holding everything inside for too long. "Where's your father in all this?" William asked quietly. He doesn't know," Lily whispered. "Or maybe he does, but he doesn't care anymore. He just drinks, all day. Amanda gives him money for beer, and he does whatever she says. He's scared of her, Grandpa. We both are." William felt rage building in his chest, but he kept his voice calm for Lily. "Pack whatever you have. You're coming with me tonight." "I can't. Amanda won't let me leave. Last time I tried, she got really angry. She's not going to stop you this time, I promise you that." Lily looked up at him with hope in her eyes. Real hope. For the first time in maybe years. "Really? Really? Get your things, whatever matters to you. We're leaving in 5 minutes." Lily moved quickly. She didn't have much. Some clothes, an old photo of her mother, a notebook. That was it. Everything she owned fit in a small backpack. William held her hand as they walked down the hallway. Amanda was waiting at the top of the stairs, her arms crossed. David stood behind her, looking lost and confused. "She's not going anywhere," Amanda said coldly. "Yes, she is," William replied. "I'm her legal guardian. David has custody. You can't just take her." "She's 18. She can make her own choices, and she's choosing to leave." Amanda's face twisted with anger. "After everything we've done for her? We gave her a roof over her head. We fed her. You locked the refrigerator," William said quietly. "You made her sleep in a closet. You treated her like she was nothing, and my son was too drunk to notice or too weak to care." David flinched. For a moment, something flickered in his eyes. Shame, maybe, or regret, but it died quickly, replaced by emptiness. "If she leaves, she's not welcome back," Amanda said. "Ever." "Good," William replied. "She deserves better than this prison." They walked down the stairs. Amanda shouted something behind them, but William didn't hear it. He focused on getting Lily out of that house, out of that nightmare. As they reached the front door, David's voice stopped them. "Lily." She turned. Her father stood there, swaying, looking at her with watery eyes. "I'm sorry," he said. His voice cracked. "I'm so sorry." Lily's face showed so many emotions, pain, anger, sadness, but mostly she just looked tired. "Goodbye, Dad." They walked out into the cold night air. William's car was parked in the circular driveway. He opened the passenger door for Lily. She got in, still wearing his coat, clutching her small backpack. As William drove away from the mansion, Lily looked back one time. The house stood there, huge and bright and beautiful from the outside, but she knew the truth now. Beauty on the outside meant nothing if there was cruelty on the inside. "Where are we going?" she asked softly. "Somewhere safe," William said. "Somewhere you'll never be hungry again. Somewhere you'll be loved." Lily leaned her head against the window. For the first time in 2 years, she felt something she'd almost forgotten. She felt safe. But as they drove through the dark streets, William's mind was racing. Something didn't add up. David's house was worth $3 million, the cars, the jewelry. Where did all that money come from? David had been unemployed for years, and William had stopped giving him money a long time ago. So where was it all coming from? And why was Lily, the rightful heir to her mother's estate, living like a prisoner while Amanda lived like a queen? William didn't know the answers yet. But he was going to find out, because this wasn't over. This was just the beginning. From which city are you watching us? I love knowing how far these stories travel and touch hearts around the world. William's house was nothing like the mansion. It was smaller, older, but it felt warm, real. When they walked through the front door, Lily stopped and just stood there. She looked around like she couldn't believe it was real. "This is your home now," William said gently. "For as long as you need it." Lily's eyes filled with tears again. "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything. Come on, let me show you your room." He led her upstairs to a bedroom at the end of the hall. It had a real bed with clean sheets, soft pillows, a window with curtains, a dresser, a small desk. On the nightstand was a lamp that gave off warm yellow light. It was simple, but it was more than Lily had seen in 2 years. "It was your mother's room," William said quietly. "When she was your age, I kept it the same. I always hoped, well, I hoped one day you might need it." Lily touched the bedspread. Her fingers trembled. "It's perfect. The bathroom is across the hall. There are clean towels in the closet. Take a hot shower, get some rest. We'll talk more in the morning." But Lily didn't move. She just stood there staring at the bed like it might disappear. "Grandpa?" Her voice was small. "Is this really happening? You're not going to send me back, are you?" William's heart broke all over again. He walked over and put his hands on her shoulders. "Listen to me very carefully. You are never going back to that house. Ever. You're safe now. I promise you." Lily nodded, but William could see she didn't fully believe it yet. 2 years of fear doesn't go away in one night. "I'm going to make you something to eat," William said. "Come down when you're ready." He left her alone and went to the kitchen. His hands were still shaking, not from fear, from anger. How had he let this happen? How had he not known? He'd been so busy with his business, so focused on his own life, that he'd failed to see what was happening to his own granddaughter. 20 minutes later, Lily came down the stairs. She'd taken a shower. Her hair was wet and clean. She wore an old sweatshirt William had left on the bed for her. It was too big, but she looked better. More like a person and less like a ghost. "Sit," William said, pointing to the kitchen table. On the table was a plate of scrambled eggs, toast, fresh fruit, and a glass of orange juice. Simple food, normal food. But Lily stared at it like it was a feast. "Go ahead," William said. "Eat." She picked up the fork slowly. Then she took a bite of eggs, and then another, and then she couldn't stop. She ate like someone who'd forgotten what real food tasted like. William had to look away. He didn't want her to see him crying. When she finished, she looked embarrassed. "I'm sorry, I ate so fast. That was rude. Don't apologize, ever." "You want more?" "No, I don't want to waste your food." "Lily, look at me." William sat down across from her. "You're not wasting anything. This is your home. This is your food. You eat when you're hungry. You sleep when you're tired. You live like a normal person, understand?" She nodded, but her eyes were full of doubt. Like she'd heard promises before that turned into lies. "Tell me what happened," William said gently. "From the beginning." Lily took a deep breath. "After Mom died, everything changed. Dad was sad. Really sad. He stopped going to work. He just sat around the house all day. Then he met Amanda at some bar. She was nice at first. Really nice. She made him smile again. They got married 6 months later." "That fast?" "Yeah. Dad said Amanda made him feel alive again. I wanted him to be happy, so I tried to like her. But after the wedding, she changed. She moved us into that big house. She said it was a fresh start. But then she started making rules." "What kind of rules?" "Stupid rules. I couldn't eat unless she said so. I couldn't use certain bathrooms. I couldn't have friends over. She said I was ungrateful, that I should be happy to have a roof over my head." Lily's voice got quieter. "She made me move into that small room about a year ago. She said the other bedrooms were for guests, important guests." William felt his jaw tighten. "And your father let this happen?" "He didn't know at first. Or maybe he didn't want to know. He started drinking more. Amanda would give him money for beer and he'd just disappear, sometimes for days. When he was home, he was too drunk to notice anything." "What about school?" Lily looked down at her hands. "Amanda pulled me out. She said it was too expensive. But I think she just didn't want me leaving the house, didn't want me talking to people. Did you try to call me or anyone?" "She took my phone. She said I didn't need one. And she watched me all the time. If I tried to go outside, she'd get angry. Really angry. She never hit me, but she'd say things, terrible things. She'd tell me I was worthless, that nobody wanted me, that my mum would be ashamed of me." William's hands curled into fists. He wanted to drive back to that house right now. But he kept his voice calm. "Did anyone else know? Neighbors? Family? Friends?" "Nobody came to the house. Amanda didn't like visitors. And when we went out, which was rare, she made me dress nice and smile. She said if I told anyone what was really happening, she'd make sure Dad lost everything. She said I'd end up on the street. She was lying, trying to control you. I know that now. But when you're hungry and scared all the time, you start to believe things. You start to think maybe you deserve it." William reached across the table and took her hand. "You didn't deserve any of that. None of it. You hear me?" Lily nodded, tears streaming down her face again. "Why did she hate me so much? I never did anything to her." That was the question, wasn't it? Why would someone treat a kid like that? William had been thinking about it the whole drive home, and only one answer made sense. Money. It always came back to money. "Lily, do you know anything about your mother's will? Her estate?" Lily looked confused. "Not really. Mom and Dad never talked about that stuff around me." "Your mother came from a wealthy family. When she passed, she left everything to you. A trust fund, properties, investments. It was supposed to be held until you turned 18. Lily's eyes went wide. "What? I didn't know that." "You turned 18 3 months ago." "Yeah, but nobody said anything. No lawyers called. Nothing." William felt ice in his stomach. Someone should have contacted you. That money is legally yours now. How much money are we talking about? Around $3 million. Lily's face went pale. She looked like she might faint. 3 million? But that's... I don't understand. William didn't understand either. Not completely. But pieces were starting to come together. Amanda, the mansion, the expensive cars, the jewelry, David's sudden marriage to a woman he barely knew. I think Amanda's been stealing from you, William said carefully. I think she married your father to get access to your inheritance. But how? The money was mine. You just said it was in a trust. Unless your father had control of it. As your legal guardian, he could have made decisions about the trust until you turned 18. And if Amanda convinced him to sign things... Lily's hands started shaking. That's why she kept me locked up. That's why she didn't want me talking to anyone. She didn't want me to know. That's what I think, yes. So, all this time, while I was starving, she was spending my money. My mum's money. William nodded. I can't prove it yet, but I'm going to find out. Tomorrow I'm calling a lawyer. We're going to look into your mother's estate. We're going to see exactly where that money went. Lily looked lost, confused, angry, hurt, all at once. What if you're right? What if she took everything? Then we'll get it back. Every penny. I promise you that. They sat in silence for a moment. Outside, the wind rattled the windows. The old house creaked and settled. But inside, it was warm, safe. Grandpa? Lily's voice was barely a whisper. What if she comes after me? What if she tries to take me back? She won't. You're an adult now. She has no legal right to you. But what if Dad tries? What if he says I have to come home? William squeezed her hand. Your father gave up his right to tell you what to do when he let that woman hurt you. If he shows up here, I'll handle it. You just focus on healing, on being a kid again. I'm 18. I'm not a kid. You'll always be a kid to me. And you deserve to have the childhood that was stolen from you. So tomorrow we start over. We get you some new clothes. We get you enrolled in school if you want. We get you healthy again, one step at a time. Lily smiled. It was small and fragile, but it was real. Thank you, Grandpa, for believing me, for saving me. You don't have to thank me. That's what family does. They talked for another hour. Small things, memories of her mother, stories about William's business, normal conversation, the kind Lily hadn't had in 2 years. Eventually, her eyes started to droop. Go to bed, William said gently. We've got a big day tomorrow. Lily stood up, but she hesitated at the stairs. Grandpa, can you leave the hallway light on? I know it's silly, but it's not silly. I'll leave it on. And can you check on me later, just to make sure I'm still here, that this isn't a dream? William felt his throat tighten. I'll check on you. I promise. Lily went upstairs. William sat at the kitchen table for a long time after she left. He thought about his son, about Amanda, about all the ways people could be cruel. But mostly, he thought about tomorrow. About lawyers and investigations and getting justice for his granddaughter. He pulled out his phone and made a note to call his attorney first thing in the morning. Then he added another note. Private investigator, look into Amanda's background. Because something else was bothering him. How did Amanda know about Lily's inheritance? How did she find David? Was it really just chance that she met a drunk widower with a wealthy daughter? Or had she been hunting for this opportunity? William didn't believe in coincidences. Not when $3 million was involved. Around midnight, he went upstairs to check on Lily. He opened her door quietly. She was asleep, curled up under the blankets, holding a pillow, like it was something precious. In the soft light from the hallway, she looked peaceful, young, innocent. But even in sleep, her face looked worried, like she was waiting for something bad to happen. William made a silent promise right there. He was going to protect her. He was going to find out the truth, and he was going to make sure Amanda paid for what she'd done. As he turned to leave, his phone buzzed. A text message. Unknown number. You made a big mistake tonight, old man. That girl belongs with her family. Send her back or you'll regret it. William stared at the message. His hand tightened around the phone, so it was starting already. The threats, the intimidation. He deleted the message and blocked the number. Let them try. Let Amanda send all the threats she wanted. She'd picked the wrong fight, because William hadn't built a multi-million-dollar business by being weak. He'd fought harder battles than this, and he'd never lost when something he loved was on the line. Tomorrow, the real war would begin. The best is still to come. If you're enjoying this story and want to see justice served, please subscribe to the channel and share this with someone who needs to hear it. The next morning, William called his lawyer at 8 o'clock sharp. Robert, I need you to look into something urgent. My granddaughter's trust fund, $3 million her mother left her. Robert Chen had been William's attorney for 20 years. I handled that estate. The trust was set up properly. Your son David was trustee until Lily turned 18. After that, the money should have transferred directly to her. Should have. Let me pull the files. I'll call you back. William hung up and checked on Lily. She was still asleep. 45 minutes later, his phone rang. William, we have a problem. Robert's voice was tight. The trust was emptied, completely, 3 months ago. William's blood went cold. How? David signed withdrawal papers. He moved everything into a joint account with Amanda. Then they transferred most of it into investments under Amanda's name alone. The mansion, cars, stocks, everything. That's theft. Legally, it's complicated. David was the trustee. He had authority to manage the money. Getting it back will take years in court, and Amanda already hired expensive lawyers from New York. She planned this. Yes, and there's more. Amanda filed a police report this morning. She's claiming you kidnapped Lily. That you showed up drunk and forced her to leave. William almost crushed the phone. That's a lie. I know. But the police might come talk to you. You need evidence. Medical records showing Lily's condition. Photos of that room. Anything proving what happened in that house. I'll handle it. One more thing. David wants to meet you. Today. I have nothing to say to him. He sounded different. Scared. Maybe sober. William didn't want to see his son, but he needed information. Fine. Set it up. After the call, Lily appeared in the doorway. Grandpa, is everything okay? William forced a smile. Come have breakfast. She sat down, studying his face. Something's wrong. He sighed. I talked to my lawyer about your mother's trust fund. The money's gone. Amanda and your father took it. All of it. Lily's face went white. She stared at the table like she'd been hit. I knew it. I knew she was using me. We're going to fight this. How? If they already spent it, we can trace it, we can sue. Grandpa, stop. Lily's voice was dead. Amanda always wins. She plans everything. Not this time. You don't know her like I do. She told me if I ever tried to leave, she'd destroy everything, make sure nobody believed me. Fear filled her eyes. Maybe I should just go back. If I apologize, stay quiet about the money. No. William's voice was firm. You are not going back. Ever. But what if she takes your house, your money? I don't want you to lose everything because of me. I don't care about money. I care about you. Before Lily could respond, the doorbell rang. They both froze. William opened the door. 2 police officers stood there. Mr. William Taylor? The older one asked. I'm Officer Martinez. We need to speak with your granddaughter. She's here voluntarily, William said. The report is false. Lily appeared, looking terrified. The younger officer smiled kindly. Hi, Lily. I'm Officer Wong. We just want to make sure you're okay. They talked in the living room while William waited in the kitchen. His hands shook. What if Lily was too scared to tell the truth? 20 minutes later, the officers returned with Lily. Mr. Taylor, based on her statement, we see no evidence of kidnapping. She came here voluntarily. William felt relief wash over him. However, Officer Wong added, her claims about being denied food are serious. We're filing a report, but without medical evidence, it's hard to pursue charges. I'm taking her to a doctor today, William said. After they left, Lily collapsed on the couch. They believed me. Of course they did. Within an hour, William's phone exploded. unknown numbers, text messages, voicemails. You're making a huge mistake. Return Lily immediately. We're prepared to sue. William blocked every number, but they kept coming. Robert called back. David wants to meet, 2 o'clock, coffee shop on Main Street. When Robert arrived to stay with Lily, William left. The coffee shop was busy. David sat in the back corner, looking terrible. Grey face, shaking hands. William sat down. Talk. I don't know where to start. How about where you stole $3 million from your daughter? David flinched. Amanda said it was legal. Said we'd give it to Lily when she was ready. I was drinking. I wasn't thinking clearly. That's not an excuse. I know. David's voice cracked. I've messed up everything. Mum would be ashamed. Your mother would be heartbroken, not just about the money, about how you let Amanda treat your daughter. I didn't know it was that bad. I was drunk most of the time. Amanda said Lily was just difficult. You failed her. David put his head in his hands. I know. And now Amanda's filing more lawsuits. She wants to destroy you, destroy Lily. After you left last night, she told me if I didn't support her story, she'd divorce me and take everything. The house, the cars, it's all in her name now. William leaned back. So David was trapped too. What do you want from me? I want to help Lily get her money back. I'll testify, tell the lawyers everything, how Amanda manipulated me, how she treated Lily. William studied his son. Why should I trust you? Because I have nothing left to lose. Amanda's leaving me anyway. At least this way I can do one right thing. If you really want to help, go to rehab. Get sober, prove you've changed. David's eyes filled with tears. You think Lily will ever forgive me? I don't know. That's up to her. David nodded. Okay, I'll check into rehab today. And you'll sign a statement, everything you told me, notarized. Yes. William stood. If you're lying, you'll regret it. I'm not lying. I want to fix this. When William got home, Lily was waiting. What did he say? He told her everything. She listened in silence. Do you believe him? She asked quietly. I want to. But do you? I don't know yet. Lily nodded sadly. I used to love my dad before Mom died, but that person's gone now. People can change. Maybe. But it doesn't erase what happened. She looked at William with old eyes. Even if we get the money back, even if Amanda goes to prison, even if Dad gets sober, I'll still remember. When I needed them most, they weren't there. William pulled her into a hug. She was right, some damage couldn't be undone. That night, William couldn't sleep. Around midnight, his phone buzzed. A new message. Stop digging, or someone gets hurt. This is your only warning. William stared at the screen, his hands tightened into fists. Amanda was escalating. He saved the message as evidence. Tomorrow, he'd hire a private investigator. Tomorrow, the real fight would begin. But tonight, he had a granddaughter to protect, and nothing was going to stop him from giving her the life she deserved. The next 2 weeks felt like a war. William hired a private investigator named Sarah Chen. She was sharp, thorough, and expensive, but she was worth every penny. I found something, Sarah said during their third meeting. She spread photos across William's desk. Amanda's real name is Amanda Richardson. Before she married your son, she was married twice before. Both times to older men with money, both times she walked away with everything. William stared at the photos, marriage certificates, divorce papers, bank statements. She's a con artist? Essentially, yes. The first husband was a retired doctor in Florida. She married him, convinced him to put assets in her name, then divorced him 6 months later. He tried to sue, but she'd covered her tracks legally. Second husband was a widower in Texas. Same pattern. She's been doing this for years. How did she find David? Online grief support groups. That's where she met both previous husbands too. She targets vulnerable men who've lost their wives, men with daughters who have inheritances. William felt sick. She hunted him. Yes, and she's good at it. She knows exactly how to manipulate people, how to make them trust her. Can we use this in court? Absolutely. It shows a pattern of behavior. It proves she married David under false pretenses. Combined with your son's testimony and the medical evidence of Lily's condition, we have a strong case. William nodded. What about the threatening messages? Those are harder. They came from burner phones, but I'm working on it. Amanda's getting sloppy. She's scared you're not backing down. Good, let her be scared. That afternoon, William took Lily to see Dr. Morrison, their family doctor for 30 years. The doctor examined Lily carefully, documenting everything: weight, blood pressure, vitamin deficiencies, signs of long-term malnutrition. She's severely underweight, Dr. Morrison said quietly. Her body shows signs of prolonged stress and inadequate nutrition. This didn't happen overnight. This is months, maybe years, of neglect. Can you write that in a report? William asked. Already doing it, and William, this is serious. A few more months, and she could have had permanent organ damage. You saved her life. On the way home, Lily was quiet. Too quiet. What's on your mind? William asked. I keep thinking about all those other families, the men Amanda hurt, their daughters. Do you think they went through what I did? I don't know, but we're going to make sure she can't hurt anyone else. 2 days later, David checked into rehab. He called William from the facility. I'm here, David said. His voice sounded clearer, stronger. 30-day program. I signed the statement yesterday. Robert has everything. Good. Dad, can I talk to Lily, just for a minute? William looked at Lily. She was curled up on the couch, reading. I'll ask, but it's her choice. He covered the phone. Your father wants to talk to you. Lily's face went pale. I don't know if I'm ready. You don't have to. I can tell him no. She thought for a long moment. Okay, I'll talk to him, but just for a minute. William handed her the phone and left the room. He stood in the hallway, close enough to help if she needed him, far enough to give her privacy. Hi, Dad. Her voice was small. William couldn't hear David's words, but he heard Lily's responses. I know you're sorry. No, I don't hate you. I don't know if I can forgive you yet, maybe someday. I have to go now. She hung up and sat there, staring at the phone. When William came back in, she was crying silently. He said he loves me, Lily whispered. He said he's going to get better. That he's going to fix everything. How do you feel about that? I want to believe him, but I've heard promises before, from him, from Amanda. Everyone says they'll change, but they never do. Some people do change. When they really hit bottom, sometimes that's when they finally wake up. And what if he doesn't? What if he gets out of rehab and goes right back to drinking? William sat down next to her. Then that's his choice, and his failure, not yours. You can't control what he does. You can only control how you respond. I don't want to hope and get hurt again. I know, and that's okay. You don't have to hope. You don't have to forgive him. You don't have to do anything except heal. 3 weeks after Lily moved in, Amanda made her move. William's lawyer called early one morning. They're filing a lawsuit. Amanda's suing for emotional distress, defamation, and interference with her marriage. She's asking for $2 million in damages. William wasn't surprised. Let her sue. We'll countersue for theft and fraud. Already prepared, but William, this is going to get ugly. She's going to drag Lily through court, make her testify, question her credibility. Lily's stronger than Amanda thinks. That evening, a black Mercedes pulled up outside William's house. Amanda stepped out, dressed in an expensive suit, her blonde hair perfect, her smile cold. William opened the door before she could knock. You're not welcome here. I'm not here to cause trouble, Amanda said sweetly. I just want to talk to Lily. As her stepmother, I'm worried about her. You're not her stepmother. You're a criminal who stole from her. Amanda's smile didn't move. That's a serious accusation. I hope you have proof. I do, plenty of it. Then I look forward to seeing it in court. She glanced past him. Is Lily home? I brought her some clothes, her favorite things from her room. Lily appeared behind William. She looked at Amanda with no fear in her eyes anymore, just sadness. I don't want anything from that house. Lily, sweetheart, I know you're confused right now. Your grandfather has filled your head with lies. Stop, Lily said quietly. I'm not confused. I know exactly what you did. You married my dad to steal my mom's money. You kept me locked up so I couldn't tell anyone. You made me think I was worthless. Amanda's smile finally cracked. You ungrateful little... She caught herself, took a breath. The smile came back, but it was sharper now, dangerous. You have no idea what you're doing. Your father and I gave you everything, a home, food, clothes. You gave me nothing, Lily said. You took everything. That money was wasted on you anyway. You're just like your mother, weak, pathetic. She couldn't even fight the cancer, and you can't fight me. William stepped forward, his voice ice cold. Get off my property, now. Amanda laughed. Or what? You'll call the police. Go ahead. I'll just tell them how you brainwashed my poor stepdaughter, how you're keeping her here against her will. I'm 18, Lily said. I can go wherever I want, and I want to be here. For now, but wait until the money runs out. Wait until your grandfather gets tired of taking care of you. Then you'll come crawling back, begging me to forgive you. That will never happen, Lily said. Amanda's eyes went cold. Dead. You just made the biggest mistake of your life, little girl. I'm going to destroy both of you. I'm going to take everything he has, his house, his business, his reputation, and when I'm done, you'll have nowhere to go. You'll be alone, just like you deserve. She turned and walked back to her car. Before getting in, she looked back at William. You should have stayed out of this, old man. Now you're going to lose everything you love, starting with her. The Mercedes drove away. William closed the door. His hands were shaking, not from fear, from rage. Lily was pale. She meant that, about taking everything. Let her try. Grandpa, maybe I should leave, go somewhere far away, change my name. She can't hurt you if I'm not here. No, we don't run from bullies. We stand and fight. That night, William couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Amanda's words, her threats, the look in her eyes. She wasn't just angry, she was calculating, planning something. Around 2 a.m, he got up and checked all the locks, all the windows. Everything was secure, but he still felt uneasy. He went to check on Lily. She was asleep, but restless, muttering something in her dreams. He was about to leave when he noticed something on her nightstand. A small envelope, cream-colored, expensive paper. He picked it up. It was addressed to Lily in elegant handwriting. No return address. William's blood went cold. The house had been locked all day. All the windows were shut. How did this get here? He opened the envelope carefully. Inside was a single card with a handwritten message. You can't hide from me. I'm always watching. Sweet dreams, Lily. William's hands started shaking. Amanda had been inside the house. Somehow, she'd gotten in and left this while they were sleeping. Or she'd paid someone to do it. He looked at Lily, sleeping peacefully, unaware of the violation, unaware that her nightmare had just gotten worse. William grabbed his phone and called Sarah, his investigator. We need to install security cameras tonight, and I need you to find out how Amanda got into my house. I'll make some calls, Sarah said. William, this is escalating. She's not going to stop. Neither am I. After hanging up, William sat in Lily's room watching her sleep. He wouldn't tell her about the note. Not yet. She'd been through enough. But tomorrow, everything would change. Tomorrow, he'd file a restraining order. Tomorrow, he'd turn Amanda's threat into evidence. Tomorrow, the real battle would begin. Because Amanda had just made a fatal mistake. She'd threatened his granddaughter directly, and William wasn't just fighting for money anymore. He was fighting for Lily's safety, her life, and he would burn everything to the ground before he let Amanda hurt her again. The security cameras were installed by morning. William filed for a restraining order that same day. The note Amanda left became evidence. The police took it seriously now. Breaking into someone's home to leave threats wasn't a game anymore. We're opening a criminal investigation, Officer Martinez told William. Breaking and entering, stalking, threatening behavior. Combined with the fraud case, she's looking at serious charges. 2 weeks later, Sarah called with news. Amanda made a mistake, a big one. What happened? She tried to move money out of the country to an offshore account in the Cayman Islands. But our lawyer caught it and got a court order freezing all her assets. Everything, the mansion, the cars, the investments, all frozen until the case is resolved. William felt satisfaction wash over him. She's trapped. Yes, and there's more. I found her third victim, a man in California. His daughter was only 17 when Amanda married him. She did the same thing, isolated the girl, stole her inheritance. But the daughter was too scared to speak up. Until now, she's willing to testify. Amanda's pattern is clear then. Crystal clear. The prosecutor wants to meet with you and Lily next week. That evening, William told Lily the news. She was sitting at the kitchen table working on her GED study materials. She'd started online classes 2 weeks ago, determined to finish her education. They're building a real case, William said, not just civil, criminal. Lily looked up from her books. Does that mean she'll go to jail? Maybe, probably, if she's convicted. Good. Lily's voice was firm, no hesitation. She needs to face what she did, not just to me, to everyone. William smiled. This was growth. Lily wasn't scared anymore. She was angry, strong, ready to fight. But that night, everything changed. William's phone rang at 11 p.m., unknown number. He almost didn't answer, but something told him to pick up. William Taylor? A woman's voice, shaking, scared. Who is this? My name is Rebecca Cross. I'm Amanda's sister. William sat up straight. What do you want? I need to tell you something about Amanda. Please, just listen. I'm listening. Amanda called me tonight. She's not thinking straight. She's talking about ending everything, about making people pay. She mentioned Lily, and you. I think she's planning something terrible. What kind of something? I don't know exactly, but she's desperate. All her money is frozen. Her lawyers dropped her. The police are investigating. She feels like she's losing control. And when Amanda loses control, she gets dangerous. Why are you telling me this? Rebecca's voice broke. Because I'm tired of watching her destroy people. I've been covering for her for years, lying for her. But not anymore. What she did to that girl, to all those girls, it's evil. I can't be part of it anymore. Where is Amanda now? I don't know. She hung up on me, but William, please protect Lily. Amanda blamed her for everything. Said if Lily hadn't talked, none of this would have happened. William thanked her and hung up. His hands were shaking. He immediately called 911, then Sarah, then his lawyer. Within an hour, police cars were parked outside his house, officers watching, waiting. Lily came downstairs, scared. What's happening? William explained. Lily's face went pale, but she didn't cry. She's really not going to stop, is she? Not until she's caught. They waited all night. Nothing happened. Morning came. Still nothing. Maybe Rebecca was wrong. Maybe Amanda had run away, left the country. But at noon, Officer Martinez called. We found her. Amanda Richardson was arrested trying to board a flight to Mexico. She had fake documents and $200,000 in cash. Someone must have tipped her off that we were looking for her. Is she in custody? Yes, and she's not getting out. The judge denied bail. Too much flight risk. William felt relief flood through him. It's over? Not completely. There's still the trial, but yes, the immediate danger is over. That evening, David called from rehab. I heard they arrested Amanda. Dad, I'm so sorry. For everything. For not seeing what she was. For failing Lily. You're getting help now, that's what matters. I finish the program next week. My counselor says I need to make amends to everyone I hurt, especially Lily. But I don't know if she'll ever want to see me again. William looked at Lily. She was listening, her expression unreadable. That's up to her. But David, real amends isn't just words. It's action. It's staying sober. It's rebuilding trust over years, not days. I know, I'm willing to do that, however long it takes. After the call, Lily spoke quietly. Do you think he means it this time? I think he wants to. Whether he can follow through, time will tell. 3 months later, the trial began. It was harder than William expected. Amanda's lawyers tried everything. They attacked Lily's credibility, called her confused, emotional, said she was making things up for attention. But Lily didn't break. She sat on that witness stand and told the truth. Every detail, every moment of hunger, every cruel word, every lonely night in that tiny room. The jury watched her, listened, believed. Then came the other victims, 3 other daughters, 3 other families destroyed, all telling the same story, the same pattern, the same predator in different disguises. Amanda sat through it all, her face like stone. No emotion, no remorse, just cold calculation, even as her world collapsed around her. The verdict came on a Friday afternoon, guilty on all counts. Fraud, theft, identity theft, breaking and entering, stalking. The judge sentenced her to 12 years in prison, plus restitution. Every penny she'd stolen had to be returned. When it was over, Lily walked out of that courthouse holding William's hand. News cameras everywhere. People shouting questions, but Lily didn't look at them. She looked straight ahead, chin up, eyes clear. "How does it feel?" a reporter shouted. Lily stopped, turned, looked directly at the camera. "It feels like justice, and it feels like freedom. Not just for me, for every girl she hurt, for every family she destroyed. Today, she lost, and we won." The money came back slowly. The mansion was sold, the cars, the investments, all of it liquidated and returned to Lily's trust fund. Almost $3 million, exactly what her mother had left her. But Lily didn't move out, didn't buy expensive things, didn't change. "The money's nice," she told William one evening, "but it's not what saved me. You saved me, love saved me, and I'm not going to waste that." She enrolled in college, business management. "I want to help people," she explained, "other kids like me, who are trapped, who think there's no way out. I want to show them there is." David completed rehab, then did another 90 days, then joined an outpatient program. He got a job, a small apartment, started rebuilding his life piece by piece. He didn't push Lily to forgive him. He just showed up, every week. At family dinners William hosted, sober, present, trying. 6 months after the trial, Lily agreed to have coffee with him, just the 2 of them. When she came home, William asked how it went. "It was okay," Lily said. "He apologized, really apologized, not making excuses. Just owning what he did. He's different now, I can see it." "Does that mean you forgive him?" "Not yet, maybe not ever completely, but I'm willing to let him try. To see if he can be the dad I needed him to be." "That's fair." He said something that stuck with me. He said Amanda didn't break our family. His drinking did. His weakness did. Amanda just took advantage of what was already broken. And he's right. Mom's death broke him. And instead of healing, he tried to numb the pain. "That's not Amanda's fault. It's his." William nodded. "That's very mature of you to see that. I learned from the best." She smiled. "You never gave up on me, even when I was ready to give up on myself. That's what real love looks like." 1 year after that terrible night, when William found Lily eating dog food, they stood together in the kitchen. The same kitchen where she'd first eaten real food again. Where she'd started to heal. "I got accepted," Lily said, holding up a letter. "Full scholarship to State University. They loved my essay about overcoming hard times." William pulled her into a hug. "I'm so proud of you. I wouldn't be here without you, Grandpa. You know that, right? You saved my life. You saved your own life by being brave enough to survive, to fight, to hope." Lily pulled back, tears in her eyes. "I want to do something with the money, Mom's money, something good." "Like what?" "I want to start a foundation for kids in bad situations. Kids with parents who hurt them, or neglect them, or steal from them. I want to give them a safe place, resources, hope, the things you gave me." William felt his throat tighten. "Your mother would love that. Will you help me? I don't know how to run a foundation, but you do." "Of course I'll help. We'll do it together." And they did. The Lily's Hope Foundation opened 18 months later. It provided emergency housing, legal help, counseling, and education support for young people escaping dangerous homes. The first person they helped was a 16-year-old girl whose stepfather was stealing her college fund. Lily met with her personally, shared her story, gave her hope. "You're not alone," Lily told her, "and you're not powerless. There are people who will fight for you, I promise." David stayed sober 2 years, then 3. He worked his program, attended meetings, rebuilt relationships slowly. He and Lily would never be the same as before. That father-daughter bond was changed forever. But they found a new way to connect, based on honesty, on accountability, on real love, not perfect love. Amanda served her sentence. No early release, no special treatment, just 12 years to think about what she'd done. Lily never visited her, never wrote, never thought about her except when helping other victims. "She doesn't deserve my energy," Lily explained. "She had power over me for 2 years, but that's over. She's nothing to me now, just a lesson learned." 5 years after everything happened, Lily graduated college with honors. William sat in the audience, tears streaming down his face, watching her walk across that stage. After the ceremony, Lily found him in the crowd. "We did it, Grandpa." "You did it. I just stood beside you." "No, we did it together, like everything else." She squeezed his hand. "Thank you for teaching me that family isn't about blood. It's about who shows up, who stays, who fights for you when you can't fight for yourself." "That's what love is," William said simply. That night, as they celebrated at William's house, Lily stood up to make a toast. To second chances, to healing, to finding light in the darkest places, and to the man who taught me that no matter how hard life gets, there's always hope, always love, always a way forward. I love you, Grandpa. Everyone raised their glasses. David, Robert the lawyer, Sarah the investigator, Dr. Morrison, even Officer Martinez, who'd become a friend. William looked around at this found family, at the life they'd built from ashes, at Lily, strong and whole and beautiful, and he thought about that night 5 years ago, when he'd looked through a window and seen his granddaughter at her lowest point. He could have walked away, could have decided it was too complicated, too hard, but he didn't. He fought. And in fighting for her, he'd found his purpose again. Sometimes, William thought, the worst moments in life lead to the best outcomes, not because the pain wasn't real, but because it taught you what really matters: family, love, justice, hope. And sometimes all it takes is one person willing to stand up and say, "Not on my watch, not to someone I love." That's how you change a life. That's how you change the world, one brave choice at a time. Thank you for following Lily and William's journey. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to our channel and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we can bring hope to those who need it most. What did you think of this story? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.